What's up, Julie? I'm so excited to be making this for you and helping you start enjoying makeup and have your makeup journey blossom. So we hooked you up with a whole bunch of products when we did your lesson. So I'm going to go through and just give you a quick reminder of how it is that you're going to use them on your face to help you look and feel your absolute best. So we're going to start off with our skincare. You have to make sure you're washing your face every morning and moisturizing. So I'm just going to go in with an Aqua Moisturizer. This is just to add moisture. It doesn't really have any other properties. It doesn't really do much, but it moisturizes the skin really well. Now, moisturized skin is plumper and a smoother base for makeup application. It's one of the most important steps when you're getting ready to apply your makeup, that you moisturize and do your skincare. Now, I know you have a really, really good skin already. Now, you drink enough water each day. So it's not as important that you layer it up or slather it on. Just make sure your skin is getting some moisturizer before you start your next steps. Next, we go in with our primer. Now, our primer is our base for our makeup. It is the barrier between our skin and our makeup. It also adheres to the makeup better, which allows your makeup to stay longer. So we're using the Illuminating primer, which is just going to give us a little bit of a glow from within. And you just apply that exactly the same as you would apply your moisturizer. Now you can see with the primer on, the skin already has such a nice glow, and that's gonna come through our foundation and just give us a little bit more of a youthful appearance. Then next we're gonna go in with our foundation products. I think you're using the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm just gonna use a BB cream today, but we're gonna apply it the same way. So when you're applying your foundation, you're either going to be using the buffing foundation brush, or you're going to be using a kabuki brush. I can't remember which one you grabbed for these, but either one of these brushes, it's the same technique that I'm going to show you next. So you take your foundation, and foundation melts into the skin so much easier if it's warm and it's kind of the same or similar temperature to our body. So I like to just apply it on the back of my hand. And then I take my foundation brush and I just press it into that product and pick up all the product in the brush like that. Once we get the product all picked up, we're going to go ahead and apply it on our face, and we're going to use a nice push and pull. So it's like a sweeping movement. We're going to push the brush onto our skin and pull it down, okay? And we're going to start right here on the side of our nose, just a little bit under our eye. We're not bringing the product right up to our under eye area, so it's just going to end right here, and we're going to pull it down this way and cover the entire face. Then we're going to go ahead and do the other side, and with whatever is left over on the brush, we will blend that in our forehead and down our nose, okay? So we're starting in here. We're just going to push the product on, and we're just going to pull that down. We'll do the same over here on the other side. We're going to push it down on our face and just pull the product down. Just like so. And then once we have that part of our face covered, we're gonna go in on our forehead, because our forehead does not have a lot of issues. It just needs to be evened out so it matches the rest of our face. So that's why we use the remainder of what's on the brush, and we don't pick up extra product for our forehead. And we go down our nose, same thing. Nose does not require a lot of product, so you wanna have a light hand. And now any area in your face that you have a little bit of extra redness or anything that you'd like to cover a little bit more, you can go ahead and just pick up some of the product or use what's in the brush, and you're just going to use a stippling motion, which looks like this, kind of like pat, 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 pat. That will allow you to build up the product in the areas where you need it without having to put full coverage on your entire face. So it kind of just looks like this. I will go ahead and do this on my redness so you can see exactly what I mean. Once we're all completely done with the face, go ahead, take what's left on the brush and just rub that gently over your eyelid. This is kind of just going to be the base for the rest of the makeup that you apply on your eyes a little later. Now, once we have our foundation all done, go ahead, grab your setting spray, be generous, and spray down your face. This is going to help with your makeup's glow, but it's also going to ensure that your makeup stays all day. Once we get to this step and our makeup has been set and we have kind of that moisture on our skin, if you're looking at your skin and you feel like your makeup looks a little bit too heavy, or it looks like it's just looks like makeup, which I know is something that you definitely don't want, go ahead and grab your blending bud, just spray a little bit of that setting spray on it, and you can go in and just tap. Again, the same motion we were doing before, the stippling. It's kind of like boop, 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 boop. We're gonna do that over the skin, and this is gonna pick up any excess product that our skin doesn't actually need, the stuff that's kind of sitting on top, and it's also going to help the product melt into our skin better, and this is what's gonna give us the more natural skin-like finish. So you can see on the back of my bud all of the product that was picked up that my face just didn't need. All right, next we are going in with our concealer. I believe you have the 00, which is in this style of concealer. Now we just have a little bit, I say we, but I mean, for yourself, you have a little bit of dark right around here, right? But it doesn't cover the entire eye, so we don't need to use a lot of the concealer, okay? We're just gonna add a little bit of a brightening in that corner area just to make the whole eye look a little bit more brightening, kind of neutralize the darker color. So we're gonna place the color, our concealer, right up here in the front, just right on top of that area where you have a little bit of the blueness. And then we're going to take our blending bud on the side that we used to pick up the excess product, and doing the same motion, we're going to dab or tap that into the skin to cover up all the blueness and any dark issue that we have under our eye. With anything excess, we can go across the bottom of our eye and just kind of bring that brightener out, but we really just need to focus it just on the inner area. There we go. And now we can move on to the rest of our face. All right, our foundation is on. We're going in with our next step, which is our Peach Bite palette, which has our bronzer, our blush, and our highlighter. It's everything that we use for our face and our eyes. So simple. Now you have a double-ended brush, which makes this next step so easy for you. Let's see if I have a clean one here. So the double-ended brush is great because you can use this brush for all three of these things, for all the uses that we are going to use. So we're going to start off with our bronzer and of course our fluffier side of our brush. I'm going to pick up some of that bronzer, and I like to kind of get it just on the dark part of the brush and not bring it into this lighter part down here. I want the product to kind of all stay right here on the end of the brush, so that when I place my brush down on my face, that's the part of the brush that hits my face. So that's the only place that I really want the product. So we're just warming the face using these products. We aren't doing any hefty contouring or sculpting. So when we take the brush, we're gonna go right in on this area. So it's in on our apples of our cheeks and up towards our hairline, kind of where our ear meets our head. This is where we're going to put the warmth, and we're gonna do that on both of our cheeks, just right apples of the cheeks, and then right up here to where we have to warm. So we're just putting our bronzer right here on the apples of our cheeks, and we're just kind of swooping it up the top of our face, up to about here. We don't want to get it into our hairline, just like so. That's just going to add warmth and a little bit of dimension to our face, and we're going to go ahead and do that on the same side. So again, we're just getting the product right on the tip of the brush here. We're going to start over here on the apples of our cheeks, and we're just going to pull that product out towards our hairline, but not getting it into our hair, not contour, it's bronzer, and we're just going to warm up the apples of our cheeks. Now, I know you don't show a lot of your forehead, but if you ever have your hair kind of out of your forehead space, you can put a little bit of warmth right along here on your forehead, which is kind of the roundest spot in the forehead. So it's not up here in our hairline. That's kind of more contouring. You're gonna go just a little bit lower in that round space there and just pull some warmth right in there. That's it. Now I'm going to flip the brush over and I'm going to use the other side of the brush, and the same thing. I'm going to tap the dark part of the brush into the peach color blush that's here in our peach palette, and I'm going to apply that right to the apples of the cheeks. You're just going to press it down the apples of our cheeks just to add a little bit of color, add a little bit of volume in that part of our face. Go ahead, do that on the other side, right on the tip of the brush. And we're just gonna place that right on the apples of our cheeks and just blend that into our bronzer. So now we have a little bit of a natural flush, plus our skin is a little bit warmed up and we look a little bit more healthy. Finishing that up, we are going in with our highlighter, which is the middle shade in your Peach by palette. So we're just gonna flip the brush over, so we're using the smaller end. Pick up some of the highlighter. Again, I just like to put it just on the dark side. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna diamond highlight. So this is a technique that I do a lot of the times when I'm doing bridal makeup, because it really causes your eyes to get a little bit more of glow and attention and just have a lot of light reflection to them. It looks fantastic in photos, and I think it makes your eyes look so much more youthful. So I like to start off with just highlighting the top part of the apple of our cheek. And then over here on the end of our temple, kind of where our smile lines come out to, I like to add a little highlighter there. We're gonna go to the arch of our eyebrow, just put a little bit in there. And we're gonna finish it off by applying some right in the corner of our eye, kind of on the side of our nose. So you get a little bit of glow. However you turn your face, you see a little bit of highlight. So again, that's just the top of the apples of the cheeks. A little bit here, right at our smile lines, kind of to our temples. We have some right at the arch of our eyebrow. And lastly, on the inner corner of our eye, just at the side of our nose. So again, this gives us so much light reflection as we're moving our head. So very youthful looking, very, very pretty. Now we're going into the eyes, but we're sticking with this palette. So we're gonna switch over to the smaller end of the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of that bronzer again, and now we're going to do our defining in our eyes. So with hooded eyes, we want to look straight while we are applying the product, and we just want to apply it right above that hooded flap. So it's just above our crease. So you can see right down here, this is where my crease is. This is kind of where I'm applying the product. It's just right above my crease. And you're just going to windshield wiper motion back and forth that bronzer right down to the side of your nose and up and out towards the tail of your eyebrow. Just like so. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side. So keep your eyes open, look straight. We're just gonna apply right above our crease. Windshield wiper motion back and forth. This is buildable, so you can put as much or as little as you like. And we're going to gently using, like I'm holding, you can see I'm holding the brush at the end. This is giving me a light hand so that I'm able to diffuse the color and not add too much pigment in one space or another. Just like so. Now you could leave it just like this. This is perfect for every day. Or you could take the bronzer and apply it to your entire eyelid. Or you could take a little bit of your highlighter and apply your highlighter to your eyelid just to give a little bit of pop. See the difference in the two? You can even take your highlighter and apply it just right here in the center of your eye, on the eye that has bronzer on the lid. Again, just gives you a little bit of that pop. And voila, that is literally all you need to do to have your everyday getting ready makeup. So last we want to do our eyebrows, and I know you have really great eyebrows already, so we're not doing too much with them, but we do want to go in with our precision pencil, and we're just going to define the eyebrow just a little bit. So I'm just going right under, kind of on my natural brow, and then I'm taking very small light strokes, and I am just filling in the parts of my eyebrows that are a little bit thin. Now, as we get older, our eyebrows thin out. It's very natural, especially right up here in this area. So we want to make sure that we're bringing those hair strokes to the front so that our brows meet with the side of our nose. Okay, so again, we're just going lightly under our brow line where our hair naturally is, following that to the end, and then we are doing gentle hair strokes upwards from that line through our eyebrows just to give them a little bit more dimension. Just like so. So now the eyebrows don't look crazy. They're not too much. They're not like, oh my gosh, there's Julie's eyebrows. No, they just are natural and they're defining the face a lot nicer, okay? Now, I know we talked a little bit more about making the eyes a little bit more glam and a little bit more dramatic. So let me just remind you how it is that we were doing that. The first thing that we needed to grab was our, that's not it. Here it is. We need to grab our Express pencil liner, and we're actually just going to go in, we're going to tight line our lashes. Now, this is going to make our lashes look a little bit more fuller, give them a little bit more volume. It's also going to give a little bit more dimension to our eyes, okay? So you take your dark brown pencil, and you're just going to go in and tight line right under your waterline. And you're just going to do that on both sides. Just like so. The next way we're going to get a little bit more definition on our eyes is how we use our mascara. I know you have this mascara, so let's get into how we use it in a way that gives our lashes the most oomph. First and foremost, we're curling our lashes. Get your lash curler, put it right up to the base. And you're gonna just hold it, and you're gonna pump slightly for about 30 seconds. We're only gonna do one eye at a time. So once we curl our lashes, then we're gonna go in with our mascara. Now this mascara has a double-sided wand, short bristles there, and on the other side, long bristles. So we wanna start with our shorter bristles, and we're gonna get, oh my gosh, we're gonna get really close to the root of our lashes, and we're just going to apply there. The little short bristles are gonna pick up all of the small hairs so that we get the most volume in our lashes without being all clumpy. And it's also going to make sure that our lashes look really thick and voluminous on the bottom. So once we got that product all applied there, we're gonna flip the wand over. So now we're using the long bristles, and we're just gonna brush that through as you would regularly apply your mascara. And then voila, your lashes are looking so good. Like, look at the difference between this eye and this eye. It makes a huge difference to have lashes. So that would be our first step. I always do my lashes in 2 steps. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl and apply mascara on this side, and then I will come back and I'll show you how I get the lashes just a little bit more lengthened and a little bit more oomph for when we're going out. So I like to take the wand with the longer bristles, and I just bring them right up to the tips of my eyelashes, and I blink. And I just do this a couple of times. And that causes this part. You can see how much extra length that I've gotten here now. So I just have some extra length. My eyes look a little more elongated than they do on this side, just from bringing the wand up to my lash and just kind of blinking. I still have that separation. I have that length. So, so, so pretty. Now, as we get into setting our makeup, we are all done. First, we're gonna go with our setting spray, and I'm gonna show you how to use that. We used it already when we did our initial foundation. So the exact same way, you wanna just hold it a little bit close to your face. You spray your entire face. Your face should look a little bit dewy, and then you just wait for it to dry. So it just kind of goes something like this. Now, you can wait for it to dry naturally. You can use one of these little fans. I love. And now for our powder setting, okay? So I know you have a loose setting powder. Now you could either use your blending bud or the smaller end of your dual-sided brush. And what you do is you just pick up some of that powder. You can put the excess on the back of your hand and you just push it into your under eye. Now it's really important to make sure that your under eye has not creased when you go in to set your under eye, because then you're just gonna set all of those creases, okay? So make sure you're taking your blending bud beforehand and blending out all of that concealer, getting rid of any of that excess, and then you can go in with your powder and set it. Now when we're setting with the side of the brush, pick up some of that powder. Make sure to get off all of the excess because you really don't need a lot. And then you go into any area where you would normally get some laugh lines, smile lines, talking, anywhere that you have any excess oil. So for right around here on the sides of our face where we smile and laugh and talk. A little bit under the lip. It's a very natural place to be very warm. Get some movement. Then I like to do it just here in the center of my eyebrows, the place that I get a little bit oily. Just like so. If you were setting under your eyes with the brush, you would do it the same way. We're just gonna lightly pat that powder under the eye. We're just pushing that powder into the makeup to set it. Same on the other side. All right. And that would be your completed face. Now, whatever you choose to use as a lippy, you can. I don't have any lippies right in front of me. Whatever you choose to use as a lippy, you can. I highly recommend just muting out your Cupid's bow just a little bit as we mature. It really is a lot more useful to have a more smooth upper lip. But other than that, that is all. I hope this video helps you to regain your confidence in makeup and branch out a little bit more. Feel free to watch my other videos too as you're getting a little bit more comfortable and you want to try more things, maybe a little bit more contouring, maybe some more eyeshadow. Those things will all be in some other videos as well. Thank you so much for choosing me to help teach you on this journey. It's been a blast. We'll chat soon. Bye.